Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to the last episode of this mini-series where I'm gonna teach you how to build this notes application. So this is where we left off. The user interface is basically finished. All we need to do now is connect it to the backend. We're gonna use Firebase as our backend, since it's got both storage and database, which is basically what we need. So let's just get started and connect our app to Firebase. So you need to go over to firebase.google.com and click go to console. And if your Xcode project is open, just close it, because we're going to be doing some rearranging and adding and editing some files, so it's important to close the project while all that is taking place. So once you're in console.firebase.google.com, click on add project. So we're just gonna name the project notes. Cool. Now for the country region, I'm just gonna do Denmark, since I'm located in Denmark, and accept the controller terms. Click create project, and we'll just patiently wait while Firebase is preparing everything. Cool, now click continue, and as you can see, get started here. We want to add Firebase to iOS app. Click on that one, and now we need to grab the bundle identifier of our application. So we need to open up Notes, grab the bundle identifier, which will be tiptapdevelopment.notes. In my case, it'll be different from yours. Just make sure to copy the exact bundle identifier. Just do paste and register app. Now it'll generate this Google Service Info plist file. Just click download. Cool, now go grab the file and put it inside the project. Now it'll pop up with these options. Make sure that copy items if needed is checked, and that add to targets.notes is checked as well. Now click finish, and it'll appear right down here. Now we need to click next, and this is where we're going to use CocoaPods to add the Firebase libraries. Now we should go ahead and quit Xcode, since we're not interested in that anymore. Go into the terminal, and we'll need to change the directory to our application. So I'll do ls cd documents, ls cd xcode, ls cd notes. Cool. So if you're not familiar with CocoaPods, I've got a blog post written about it, so you can just go check it out. It's at www.tiptapblog.com. Now just type pod in it. This will generate a new pod file. As you can see, when the dot disappears, it just did. It means that the file was generated. So head over into Finder, Documents, Xcode, Notes, and right click on the pod file. I do not recommend using text edit to edit it, but you can if you want to. I'm just gonna use Atom, since it's my favorite text editor. Cool. Now you see this comment where it says pods for notes. Just you can do a new line below that one and do pod. You need to type pod and then specify what pod we need. We need the Firebase pod, and do Firebase/database, and do pod firebase/storage, and I think that should be good. Now hit command save and quit your text editor. We don't need that anymore, and go back to the terminal. Now do pod install. This will generate a new file called notes.exe workspace. It was generated right there, which is an exe workspace is basically a container file which will be empty at the beginning. Like if you create a new exe workspace, it's not like an Xcode project. It'll be empty and not contain any files, but it'll be the container of both the notes Xcode project and the pods Xcode project. So if we click on notes.exe workspace, it'll launch in the Xcode beta. There we go. And if we expand notes and app delegate, we should now be able to do import Firebase if we're lucky. Yes, there we go. We can import Firebase now. Now in our did finish launching with options, we want to do, before, it's very important that we do this initialization before we configure the window. We need to do Firebase app .configure. So the configure will basically take some information that is provided in our Google Service Info plist, and it'll communicate with the Firebase servers, and well, it's gonna configure it correctly so that our application can connect to the database and storage, and yeah, basically the project that we created down here. Now in Firebase we can click next, and as you can see, we're prompted to do this. We already did that. So click next and just hit skip step since it's not necessary. So what do we want to do now? Well, we want to configure the submission of the note, and by that I mean when the user clicks on add and type in a title and the body of the note, we want to upload the body of the note, this text right here, right? We want to upload it to storage as a file. Once that has been done, we want to grab the link to that file, right, and the title of the note, and upload it as a package to the real-time database. So we're just going to click start in test mode. This basically means that we don't need to be authenticated with Firebase to manipulate data with the database. Cool. So how do we do that? Well, in our let me just see here, if we head over into new node and new node controller extension, we can go down, and you see that in the past we created this submit note. This will get run whenever the submit button right here gets clicked. So what we want to do is basically this. We want to disable the button so that it cannot get clicked twice. So what we want to do is we want to type navigation item dot right bar button item dot is enabled equal false, and we want to do something like content text view dot is user interact enable equal false. We do not want our users to be entering text in our content text view after we've clicked submit and it's in the process of uploading. Now, neither do we want that for our title field, so we'll just do title field that is enabled equal false. Cool. Now, this is where it gets tricky. We need to grab the text from our content text view, right? We want to write it to a file and then upload that file to Firebase storage. So what we want to do is we want to do something like let document be equal to node.txt. So basically this is the name of our document. Then we want to do something like this. Let content be equal to content text view dot text. There we go. Now we want to create a directory be equal to file manager. So this is the an object which let's just look at the definition once again. Manager. It's an object that provides a convenient interface for the contents of the file system. So I'd guess that we can call default transition that we can do stuff. Yes. Okay, now we want to create a directory. This directory will be this directory will be a so we want to create a directory. So do let directory. No, wait. We need to do if let directory be equal to file manager dot shared. No, sorry. Dot default. Dot. And if you're asking yourself, what the hell is file manager and what the hell can we use it for? We'll get back to that in just a second. So we'll do something like document directory. There we go. That should do. And we will do something like okay, so now what we want to do is we want to create the actual file that'll get uploaded to Firebase storage. So what we want to do is we want to make a directory for the file. So do if let directory be equal to file manager dot default dot URLs with dot document directory, and in we'll just pass in user domain mask dot first. As you can see, when we call that first, you can see that it's a URL, meaning this is a path to a directory. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to do let document URL be equal to directory dot appending path component. This will be our document. So, this will be our document. Cool. Now, what this does, it basically grabs our directory and say, okay, this is going to be the node.txt. Cool. Now we're gonna type in now content. Oh shoot. We're gonna do something like content. Oops. Dot write to URL. So this is the actual document URL. This is the actual link to the file. So we'll do something like document URL and do automatically pass in false for that. And we'll do for the encoding, we'll do something like dot UTF-8. Cool. Now we'll do something like let unique ID be equal to UUID. So this is actually a function, so we need to execute it and do .uuid string. Now this will generate a completely unique ID. This will not be the same at all at any time. So as you can see, we're getting this error because call can't throw, but it's not marked with a try, and the error is not handled. Okay, cool. So what this means is that we need to put this in a do catch block. So let's do that. We need to grab this line, or sorry, let's just grab both of them, since we want them both accessible. So we want to type try in there. Cool. Now, what we want to do now is we want to grab the actual document URL, I'm pretty sure. Yes. So we've now written the content. We've actually got the content of the content text view. As you can see, the actual text of it, we're now writing to the actual directory here, the URL of the file. And we're now going to upload this file right now. So we're going to do storage. Shoot, we need to import Firebase, of course, else this ain't gonna work. Firebase. Now do storage. .storage.reference and do .put file. And there we go. I think we want completion as well, right? So the URL will be document URL, of course, and we're not going to want to upload any metadata. If you, I mean, you can. Metadata is basically just well, some data you can upload with the file if you want to. So, although we do get this metadata object back, which we do want to use, because it contains the actual URL of the file, which we want to upload with the title to our database. So we want to now call upload note to database, and do something like URL will be metadata dot download URL dot absolute string. Now this function, we're just going to make that real quick down here. Func file private func. I'll just grab the actual text here so we don't have to type it out. Do URL will be of type string, and let's just what do we want to do? We want to do something like let ref be equal to database dot database dot reference dot child. So this is going to be the actual. You can see if you know it like a data structure, the actual root of it is going to be called notes. The root of the database, it's notes dash 21e3a, but it's going to have a child called notes, and this is where all our notes will be in. So we'll do notes and do .child by auto ID. This generates an a unique ID so that none of our children gets overwritten by each other. So what we want to do now is we want to do something like ref.child. No. Yeah. We want to do child. We want to do title dot set value. This will be our actual title field dot text, and we want to do ref dot child dot child. We'll call it URL will be, just call set value on that one will be URL. Cool. Now let's go ahead and run it now. And let's do URL and do as an optional so that we do not have to use the bang operator. Cool. Now, what do we want to do, well, when we upload it, we want to do, what do we want to do? Well, we don't want to put a file on reference, we actually want a child. That child path will be unique ID plus node.txt. So this is the actual file in the, this is what the actual child in the storage, Firebase storage will be called. Cool. Now, if I just build and run this, should work. Oh, nope. Well, since we're inside a block, we need to call self on that guy. And that should work. Let me just clean up the code right here so that, oh. Cool. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Now, once we click submit, notice that the new node controller will dismiss itself. So I'm not going to do anything. So we'll do title of, we'll just do something like node 1, body of node 1, click submit. It should we can see that, oh wait, we actually forgot to do that. So once it's been uploaded successfully, we want to do self.navigation controller dot pop view controller animated true. Now let's do it one more time and see the result. Cool, let's click submit. See, we cannot access any, oh, did nothing, it just disappeared. And as you can see, we've got two children, node 1, node 2, and a link, a URL to a file, which we'll just take a look at real quick. Get over into storage. I'm gonna cut it down for this tutorial, and I just want to quickly show you the file. This is the file. Well, you can click download. We'll just check it out real quick. As you can see, body of node 2. This is actually, you'll click the link, right? And as you can see at the end, it is a oh, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. So you can see that it is the node.txt file. It is really cool. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna cut it for this tutorial. Make sure to check out the next tutorial and the previous tutorials, where well, in our last tutorials we set up the user interface, and in the next tutorial we'll be retrieving these notes that we just uploaded. Right, where are they at? Where are they at? Right in that database, basically. Cool. Well, make sure to go check out my blog, because I've got a blog post written for every single tutorial in this mini-series, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, because the next mini-series will be the exact same application, but for the Android platform. We're going to use Kotlin and no XML files, so that'll be really cool.